And then I'll play a little introduction for us. All right, there we go.
Hit play.
Hey, listen, the main thing I want this podcast to be about, okay, is about us being friends, all right, and we fucking whoa.
Hey,
Welcome to the Two Way Brotherhood Podcast.
we got a special guest on tonight. So I hope you all have had a wonderful week. Today's quote is, "Why?" What was it? I'm sorry. What was the
Why do today what you can put off till tomorrow?
quote? Why do today what you can put off till tomorrow?
Heck yeah.
So yeah.
Finish the project tomorrow. It's all right. I still haven't finished painting my house, and it's been about 3 months. It'll be all right.
I just need a couple more days on this house project.
It looks good though. It really does look good.
Oh, I guess you did try the painting techniques that I taught you, Dimitri.
No, I did, and I'm horrible at it. So I have to go back and touch up because I missed a bunch of places. It went off. It was very satisfying, though. I will tell you that. Like going like choo choo, and then like trying to keep a straight line. It was very satisfying.
It seems simple, but yeah, it took me a little bit, but you'll get it. Don't worry.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we have a special guest on tonight.
Simple pleasures. Yes, we do.
We have Jim Eagle. Introduce yourself, sir.
Hey, I'm Dave with Jim Eagle Outfitters.
All right.
Welcome to hell.
So what we talk about here on Dave, anything you want. We usually go off on a rant at some point. Last week it was Taylor Swift and her being a whore. And then, but yeah, anything you want to talk about, we can talk about. We'll bring up your website for your clothes. If you could text it to Josh, so at some point we'll bring it up on the screen and show off all your stuff too.
Don't forget about the
I already have his website pulled up.
Oh, okay. He's the evil genius, by the way.
Yeah.
All right. So that intro you just saw, that's like Josh.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for inflating my ego.
It's that fade. It's that fade, man.
I appreciate
Yo.
that.
You remember when you first seen that video, Dimitri?
Why we gonna bring this up again?
I'm not bringing it up. I'm just. Yo, I
Talking
was
about when he first saw the intro.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm good, man. I'm sorry, man.
You gotta do it, Roberta.
So, you was anybody affected this week with the AT&T towers going down?
Mm-mm.
Nobody.
No.
It didn't
I
affect
have
us at all.
Verizon.
I mean, when you think about it, according to the reports of only like 50,000 people, maybe,
Yeah.
like in I guess each city were like affected. I don't know. Maybe people don't go with AT&T as much as they do like Sprint or what was the other telecom?
Verizon.
Verizon.
Yeah, there's Verizon and there's another one.
T-Mobile.
T-Mobile.
T-Mobile and Sprint are now the same company.
Yeah.
Dish Network. Dish owns the Boost Mobile.
Oh God.
Yeah, Post Carrier, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Dish, and then they like share their assets. So
Yeah.
okay. Well, now that bit's about, or we finished talking about that. Did you guys hear today? Ron DeSantis mobilized National Guard to Texas, to the Texas border. He sent like I think a battalion of
Nice.
National Guard troops to the Texas border. today,
Hell yeah,
What-
brother.
and there's more on the way.
What can they do?
Stop the feds.
I think
I mean,
I think they're
yeah,
Stop the
I
feds.
think what they're mainly doing right now is stopping Border Patrol from getting to the border, and they're basically taking over Border Patrol's job as
And-
far as
and-
like stopping illegal immigrants from crossing the border, because Border Patrol, as of recent, hasn't actually been doing their job. They've been more of documenting who's coming in than actually stopping people from coming in.
yeah, they're
They
just
haven't-
letting them come in.
yeah, it's more of a gather all the information you can and let them through rather than stop them and send them back.
Yeah, that's just crazy, man.
Well, I was just watching a video on that Marine that I follow, Graham, and on his page, he said that there was an illegal alien that apparently like killed a student for no reason. I forgot where it was. We could probably pull it up though. But yeah, and apparently he just like randomly targeted this student and killed him or killed her. I don't know if it,
Right?
I have no idea. I didn't get too far into it because I was trying to get this stupid thing to work.
Probably
So a
because
Marine-
Black Lives Matter would have been all over that.
Yeah. Well, it's an illegal, so that's kind of like a battle. You know what I'm saying? The illegals matter. The Black Lives Matter. You know what I mean? Who matters more? We're gonna find out.
Fight to the death.
I'll take lives that matter for 500, please, Alex.
Thank God a white police officer wasn't involved, right?
As long as you don't say all lives matter, we're okay.
Uh,
As long as you don't say all lives matter, we're in the
so
clear.
if you're a wigger, do your life matter?
No, because you still have white privilege. See, you still fall into the white privilege category, okay? You're
They meet you like that when you do. They meet you like, I used to be a wigger.
Right? Then my pants got tighter.
He said, then I became a man.
That's kind of
Oh.
like my life only matters when I get my paycheck, right?
Yeah, basically. And then the
And then the
bills.
Yeah.
You guys ever heard of that one drop rule?
What?
You know what that is? The one drop rule. It asserted that any person with even one ancestor of black ancestry, quote, one drop of black blood is considered black.
Never heard of that one before.
So if you're
Yeah,
mixed,
brother.
you're black. You're not white, even though you could be half and half black and white. You know what I mean?
Wakanda forever.
That's funny because when I was younger, I was always called white boy, even though I'm mixed.
It's because you're around you're the darker, you're like T.I., you know what I mean?
All right, Rob, do you feel like your life matters?
Well, I don't know. I'm half white, so I guess not. You know.
Hey yo,
So
When
your
I was-
life,
I was,
your
uh,
life only matters half the time.
I don't know. I got a drop of white blood in me, so it doesn't.
yo, I was playing a video game with one of my friends, and he was like, "Hey, who's that Spanish dude? That thick Spanish dude on your podcast with the black beard?" And I was like, "You mean Rob? He's not Spanish."
Who said that?
One of the guys that I chill with down here.
Oh, is he Spanish?
Everybody thinks you're Spanish.
Was he Spanish?
No, but he's
Oh,
from San Antonio.
Oh, okay. A lot of Spanish people think I'm Spanish.
Yeah, you do look like you're Mexican. So yeah,
That's a racism.
do you so
I get
what,
like
you have a
four
hey,
shades darker.
you have a year-round tan though.
Nah, you see my color right
Have
here.
you ever noticed how your children have a
You see a
year-round
difference? That's
tan?
damn near white, Josh. You see from here to here.
So what you're saying is you partially have privilege.
Nah, I
You have
just get
partial
treated like
privilege.
shit no matter where I go. So you know.
No, because remember what I said, the one drop rule. You're considered black.
I don't know. The black people, I'm considered white. The white people, I'm considered black. You know what I mean?
I mean, even though, like, technically, if you were filling out a form, like if you were doing like a job application or you were doing something for like, the state, getting an ID or whatever, a passport,
Yeah.
you could technically put white if you. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess if you really wanted to, since you're
I always put other.
I used
yeah,
to
other or mixed race.
before when you could only choose one. I used to put black because if I would put white, they would look at me like I'm stupid. But now I can pick two, so I'll put black and white. You know what I mean? Wow, we came a long way in this.
I am a
We
caucus
came in heavy,
African.
man.
A caucus African.
I can pick two races, man.
I'm an African from the island of Caucasus.
It would be a Cockerson.
Yeah.
Cockroach.
Oh my God.
You see, yeah. I mean, because
Okay.
technically, they like to call each other African Americans, even though none of them are from Africa. Like we don't call like white people. We don't call, you don't call them European Americans. You know what I mean?
Does that not just bug the crap out of you?
Or to call a European American.
I mean, why do we always want to put ourselves in a category? Why does everything have to be a category?
That's just how it works. It makes people feel special.
Because deep down, everyone wants to be different.
Like, nah, you're black. I'm like, no, I'm mixed. Nah, you're black. I'm like, how you gonna tell me what I am? Like, I'm mixed.
You don't even know.
Huh?
You don't even know. That's why, Rob. Yeah, that's how they could tell you that.
I know who I was told my father is, and I know who I told my mother is. You know,
Well, your mom, you always know. Your dad, I don't know. That could be a little iffy.
I do look just like my mother. You know, they say when the kid looks like the mother. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So, hey.
Well, no, usually the sons tend to look more like their mothers. Like they'll have a little bit of their dad in there, but they'll tend to look more like their mother. And then the girls will end up looking like the dad.
Nah, me and my sister look just like my mother.
Well,
I don't know if it's a lie. I'm living in.
Your dad's too old now to even care, so he's
I'm
like,
too far in. By this time.
I've been paying for these kids for hella long. They're mine, even if they're not.
Oh man, you funny as hell, man.
I bought them, damn it. Oh man.
Good stuff, man.
Right.
I saw a video where a woman was there was a guy
Actually,
who
a
had
man.
raised a child that wasn't his for like 15 years,
Mm-hmm.
and they finally went to court. You know, they had the DNA test and everything, and you know, he was almost ready to pretty much throw out the whole thing. You know, and just like, you know, he's not my kid. I'm done. But you know, being a man and having such a close relationship with this child, he decided to continue to provide, you know, for this kid until he was 18 and everything. But can you imagine like raising a kid for that long and then finding out from the get it wasn't yours?
Yeah.
And that's the thing is women don't understand that fear. That is like a legitimate fear for men. Like women don't understand that is an actual thing that men fear.
It's the worst thing that could happen to a man is raise someone else's kid without knowing it's not theirs.
A woman does not care when she go on a horizontal. Who she is.
On a horathon.
And the sad thing
She
is, a
don't
lot
care.
of women don't see it as wrong.
Yeah.
A lot of women don't see it as it being wrong because again, they can't even fathom that experience. You know.
Right?
So there was a nurse. She died, and on her deathbed, she said that she had switched over 3,000 babies.
Yeah, I heard about
Oh
that.
yeah.
Wow.
Oh, at the hospital,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
she worked at-
Yep. She was. She worked in the nursery, and she said she changed. Like she switched over 3,000 babies. So imagine that. There's 3,000 kids out there that aren't, you know what I mean, the right parents. It's not even just the dad. It's both parents. It's neither of them are there.
Well,
And a lot of
That's why.
did she play it right? Like, was it like two white parents? Did she put like a Spanish kid in there or a black one? You know what I mean?
I don't.
See, but
Well, no, 'cause
I
they
wonder,
saw the
was there any
baby.
reasoning in it, you know what I mean? Or was she
See,
just
that was-
willy nilly with it, like bam, 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 bam?
See, that was the thing for me when my daughter was born. I was like, this kid is not leaving my sight until we're out of this hospital, right?
That's what they were
Until-
telling people. Never
until
let
I-
them take your baby for tests. You know what I mean?
Until I saw her, and my daughter has a very distinct nose. Okay, she looks like she's like the baby Cindy Lou Who.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's very distinct, especially when she was a newborn.
Mhm.
The second I saw that nose, I was like, "Listen, if you swap my kid, I'm gonna know. If you
She's
swap my
awesome,
kid,
man.
I'm gonna know about it."
She's
Like
awesome.
the crazy part is, I don't know how. Well, I guess she was old, so she probably switched it back in the day. Because now they put like this metal clasp
Hmm.
with a sensor on it, and basically, if you get near the exit, it locks all the doors. Like if the baby gets near the exit, it locks every single door. It shuts everything down. Like any exit point to the
Yep.
recovery area.
That's the last
She
thing
was
you do
just
before
switching
you
him. She
leave the
wasn't taking him
hospital.
out the hospital.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the last thing you do before you leave the hospital. Is they take off that band.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's-
it's kind of like going into Chuck E. Cheese with your kids, and they put
They put the
that,
bracelet.
that highlighter thing on you that lights up in the ultraviolet.
Yeah.
UV, yeah.
Hey, are you stealing this, kid? Let me see your Chuck E. Cheese stamp.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What they do to her? Did they?
She was dead. She was dying.
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
Oh, that's
There was
okay.
nothing that they could do. Like she was
Yeah.
literally about to die.
I
mean,
I
she-
have a question. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say she wasn't anywhere near Kansas, was she?
Matter of fact, she was in Kansas. No, I'm just kidding. She
Damn.
wasn't.
I
They say you need to get some
Wait, what
fraternity
part of
tests.
Kansas are you from? Wait, what part of Kansas are you from? Doesn't matter. She was there.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Hey,
Yeah.
what,
But
were
what
y'all
hospital were
do-
you born in?
Yeah, it was that one, right?
What would y'all do if y'all kid came out black?
I wouldn't be happy because I know that ain't mine. I am 100% from the caucus.
See, the
It was
thing about
between
me-
1983 and 1995 is when she switched 5,000 babies at birth. And
It was
on her
5,000?
deathbed, she said- Yeah, 5,000. And she said she just did it for fun.
Jeez.
Rob,
Imagine
I mean, she was probably
relationship
doped
she
up,
grew
man, on like all kinds of painkillers. If she was like on her deathbed, maybe in hospice or something, you know.
And she started telling the truth.
yeah.
Wow.
But
She
Rob,
started feeling guilty.
to answer your question, part of me would want to be like, yeah, I got it like that. I always told people I'm black from the waist up. Okay. Like, so part of me would want to be like, yeah, I got it like that, you know.
uh-huh.
I'm slinging it, but
Of course, the fact checkers say it wasn't real, you know. Of
Oh,
course.
the
What, for that nurse?
Yeah.
Yeah,
For the
fact
nurse
checkers-
story?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought you were
That's-
talking about Austin.
I never trust the fact checkers.
I heard there's a lot of like deathbed confessions that like happen all the time where people
Mhm.
just like confess like really dark stuff. Like there was one to where a woman confessed on her deathbed back in back in the day. She confessed that she told these people that a black boy was doing something to her just because his sister had a prettier dress than her, and they ended up
What?
killing this kid.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh, Emmett Till.
Ridiculous.
Oh wow.
You talking about Emmett Till, man?
no, like it was an actual deathbed confession.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm talking, like I heard that was an actual deathbed confession. I don't know if that's true or not, but I heard.
Yeah, but the lady that did the Emmett Till stuff said that was a deathbed confession too, right?
Really?
No, she's still alive.
She is.
I think so. Just nothing happened to her. Josh, see if Emmett Till's accuser is still alive.
Come on, Dimitri. You need to get your game up with the racists, man.
That's what I got Josh for.
You need to remember Black Lives Matter.
She died April
No.
25th last year. Carolyn
Okay.
Bryant.
Yeah.
No, this was something different.
No, it was just funny that Rob was like, Emmett Till, yo? Because that's like a well-known case. And I that's what I thought he was going to mention too, Rob. It's like, is he mentioning Emmett Till out here?
All right.
I got really quiet now. Oh, so
It's getting how serious.
so that killing a non-citizen, quote unquote, murdered an innocent student who was on a jog at the University of Georgia.
The Marine thing? Or no?
Yeah. Apparently, it was a girl. She was jogging, and an illegal alien murked her for no reason.
Wow. That happened up in Iowa a year or two ago, wasn't it?
Uh huh.
That girl was walking home from campus, and an illegal alien like kidnapped her and killed her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Immigrant convicted of killing Iowa college student sentenced
Yeah,
to
that was
life in
like-
prison.
Like 2 years ago, or I think.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
2021, yeah.
Yeah.
Christian Bahina Rivera, the 27-year-old undocumented Mexican immigrant convicted of the 2018 murder of University of Iowa student Molly Tibbetts, was sentenced to life imprisonment without parole on Monday, was ordered to pay $150,000 fine to Tibbetts' estate.
How?
Is he gonna
She
make license
disappeared.
plates? Or?
Make license plates?
Dude, for real. I mean, you know what? He's gonna. I mean, with life in prison, he's got his whole life to pay it off. You know.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
he's making like what, 5-10 cents a day. He's got.
What is the
Dude,
world?
could you imagine? You're paying
What?
2 debts.
what state is this in?
That is.
Iowa.
That was
Iowa.
Iowa.
This
The
was a
other
white
one-
woman, right?
Well, 'cause
I
was
don't
gonna say-
know. It doesn't show a picture of the woman. But with her name is
Yeah, it was a white.
Molly
It was a
Tibbetts.
white girl.
Sounds like a white girl name.
Yeah.
She was only 20
Molly.
when she died. She got.
What is the
She
world
was.
going through when white
She was
women
unalived in 2018.
When white women
So-
can't walk the streets.
The other one
In I-
that you
in
were talking
Iowa.
about, Dimitri,
In Iowa. Of all places.
I was gonna say,
what was the was it the Texas suspect in Lisbeth Medina murder? Was that the one? Texas illegal immigrant indicted on capital murder charge in a cheerleader's beating, stabbing death.
I don't know. It says
These immigrants popping off, man.
right. Well, on here it just says Georgia suspect, not a U.S. citizen. University of Georgia. Yeah.
Ibarra is suspected of killing 22-year-old Augusta University student Laken Riley, whose body was found near a lake at the nearby University of Georgia in Athens.
Yeah, that's it.
And this was 6 hours ago that was posted.
Wow.
No.
Man. They can't even blame
This is
blacks
exactly
no more,
why
man.
people are shocked and confused as to why the federal government wants to come in and tear down the makeshift border that Texas has built. You know,
Yeah, I know.
Texas is using its state tax. The assets that I mean, there's no state tax, but the assets that Texas gets from sales tax, I assume, and whatever else.
That
And
property tax, homie. That's where they get their money from.
The low
They're
property.
getting no. Listen, they're pouring a ton of money by bringing the National Guard, putting them on active duty to go and bolster the border in areas where there is no border, and they're trying to prevent people from crossing like areas on the Rio Grande that are that they would most likely die because the current is so strong. So they want to stop people from crossing the rivers. And so people are shocked and outraged when the federal government wants to come in and tear down these walls and allow people into the border or into the United States, drug mules too. And so people are just like, you're letting criminals in here, then they're committing crimes and they're not being held accountable for the crimes that they're committing. And they're killing United States citizens. They're bringing fentanyl into the United States. They're bringing all kinds
Well,
of
Tim Kennedy.
Listen, no. Why do Americans got to be held accountable for their killings and crime?
Because they're citizens.
It's crazy.
No, so Tim Kennedy said, right, that the cartels will get women with babies. And when they're crossing the river and they see Border Patrol, they'll have the drug mules, like, you know what I mean, a little bit down the road. And then the cartels will literally knock the babies off into the water. So Border Patrol will go into the water to save the baby so their drug mules could get across into the United States.
Right. Yeah, I was listening to Mark Levin tonight on the way home. He had a guest speaker. I can't remember what the guy's name was, but he was talking about the UN involvement in all this. And he was saying, I don't know where he got his information, but he was saying that the UN is actually busing and shuttling those people cross country to get them up here. And something about our infamous Joe Biden, he's given them, he upped the UN payment from the US like 55%.
Jeez.
And so his whole thing was the UN is actually helping get those people up to the border. And then, of course, they're giving them those debit spending cards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, what's the story with that? You know, I mean, I don't know if it's true. He was just talking about it.
Hold up. So the UN is in Mexico and South America getting the people up to the border.
That's what he was explaining.
Oh, that's what.
You know,
they've even shut down hotels, and they've basically cordoned off these hotels, and they're specifically for the migrants crossing.
Yeah.
There's no like flight manifest. There's no bus manifests. You know, because none of these people technically exist in the United States, and there's a ton of money being poured into these people being transported all over the United States. And they showed the FAA had flight logs of all the planes that were leaving from like San Antonio and like Austin and Dallas, Houston, from people who had come across the border. And they showed all the different flight manifests that were going all over the U.S., even into Canada too. So they're going all over the place, man. It is crazy.
One thing I don't understand, our veterans don't even get treated that good.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. Somebody to put their life on the line for this country don't get treated that good.
Yep.
Well, they're trying to pass legislation to where the illegals can join our forces.
So with that, for them to get citizenship, that's what I heard. And I mean, that's not a bad idea because fuck, you get to a point that it's like, I guess you would have to do a background check on them and see if there were like lunatics or, you know what I mean, bad people, because you don't want
terrorists.
them to end up in the army. Yeah, that too.
I'm sure the U.S. has deals with the Mexican government where they can pull, documents and like history of like these people before they can, become U.S. citizens and join the military. But
well, Castro in the 80s, he literally took all of his all the people in jail and put them on a ship and sent them over to the United States, and then went on TV and told them, like, I just dumped the trash of Cuba on your lawn.
Yeah.
And that's where the Scarface movie came from, remember?
Yeah.
Dude. He came out of one of those camp things, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a hardened killer, drug dealer. He ain't mess around, man.
Dude, have you guys ever seen Cocaine Cowboys? It's based.
That was
I've seen-
80s,
I've
wasn't it?
I've seen Cowboys on cocaine.
No, flip it around.
Cocaine Cowboys, 2006 movie, story of how Miami became the cocaine capital of the U.S. in the 1980s.
Yep.
Right.
So there's 1 and 2. The second one is about Griselda Blanco.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I've seen it. I think
Yeah.
that's what I was talking about, the police hiring anybody they can.
Yeah, and that's what happened in Miami. They were hiring anybody, and then that's why there was so many corrupt cops. But on Cocaine Cowboys, you know that guy Nicky Monday that Rick Ross mentions in his song? He's an actual person. So he was like the person that would fly the cocaine in and out, right? So when he said he had a good idea, he would take weed, grind it up, and put it in water, and then spray it all over his property. So when the cops came with drug sniffing dogs, they would hit on everything. So they were like, what the heck's wrong with this dog? You know what I mean? Like, there's no drugs in this bush. There's no drugs, you know what I mean, under this tree. So then they would give up.
But how long did that work for?
Until the government decided to lock up all the people that they were using for the cocaine muling.
So I guess not too long, huh? The government finds a way.
I think it was like 10 years or something like that. It was ridiculous. I mean, the amount of money that they were making, it was crazy. They had
what
like...
was that? What was that movie where the guy was out of Arkansas and he was the airline pilot and he decided he could make more money flying dope back and forth and
was it Tom Cruise?
Yeah, the Tom Cruise movie. What
Yeah. So that was about the CIA. It was around that same time. Yeah.
American Made.
Yeah, American Made.
Yeah, that's
American
it.
Made, yep.
Yeah.
So what kind of craziness is that with the government involved? Letting him do what he's doing just so they could get information.
Yeah. Yep. And then they try to lock him up for doing it. That was the messed up part about it.
Yeah.
It's like you're gonna give somebody like money, like, hey, we want you to do this so we could get information, and then when they get the information, then they lock them up.
Yeah. Over the Sandinistas or something were taking over that Central American company or country.
Yeah, I think it was out of Colombia. I think it was like the reason why they were being funded in Colombia was because the guerrillas, or the group that was anti-government, was going against the communist government. So Nixon was like, well, communism is bad, so we got to help these people to get rid of communism in Colombia. I think it was Colombia. Don't quote me on that. So he was sending them money, and then at the same time, they were letting cocaine come into the country so they can fund the guerrillas back back in Colombia.
It's nuts.
We have a Tice Hoag.
Tice Hoig.
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 They say what's up, Jim Eagle, on the YouTube chat.
Sweet.
Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
And for Frank, thank you for tuning in, Frank.
Are they your buddies, Dave?
Tice, that's my grandson.
Oh, okay.
I sent a bunch of messages to people, tried to see if they'll join up.
Appreciate that.
The more the merrier, honestly.
Y'all could be anywhere tonight, but you're here with us. I appreciate that.
Yeah, right. You could be doing anything on the Friday night.
Saturday night or Friday
Time
night.
is precious and it shouldn't be wasted. I appreciate y'all spending your time with us.
Listening to us talk about nonsense.
Right?
Yeah. So how they what I wanted to mention was how all the cities that are they consider themselves sanctuary cities are all the ones that are now getting illegal immigrants. Like the governors of these red states are busing illegal immigrants who've come across the border up to these blue cities. And for instance, the governor of New York doesn't really know what to do with the influx of illegal immigrants. He has no idea. He's like, there's too much. We can't.
Yeah,
support
the mayor.
this.
It's the mayor.
Well, now
He's like, it's okay for Texas to deal with it, but not New York City.
Well, now Boston is apparently the next city to ask its residents to house immigrants.
Boston?
Yeah, Boston's the next city now that's asking its residents to, because they don't have anywhere to put them, so they're asking like people to take them into their homes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chicago did it. Like a couple other cities did it, and Boston's now the next city to ask people to do it.
So there was this one news article, and this lady's being interviewed, and she had let like some of the illegal aliens to live with her, right? And basically, like the woman was cooking for her, and her husband was like fixing the house, and all this was for free. And she was like, "Yeah, it feels like I have like a personal maintenance man and a personal chef." And it's like, so whoa, what happened to slavery? You know what I mean? It's like you're not paying them; they just stay in your house and cook and fix your house up for nothing.
I mean, technically, isn't that illegal? Harboring an illegal immigrant like that?
Well, I guess if the city's asking you to do it, then
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying by law, you know what I mean? Like on paper,
Well, it'd be like harboring a criminal.
Different.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you were harboring a criminal, surely you'd be charged. But when it comes to like these cities, counties, whatever that are asking
The migrants.
Yeah, but the thing is that
to have migrant, to house migrants, technically it's illegal.
the thing is that person was lucky because who knows what those people could have been. They could have been dangerous criminals like we were talking about earlier, that could have killed her in her home, taken everything,
Exactly.
Like,
Would you feel comfortable going to sleep at night with a random person who may or may not speak English, and you have no idea about their history, their past?
Well, maybe if they was the big spoon.
You know you're
Yeah,
a little
okay.
spoon, Rob.
But the funny thing is, like the mayor up there in New York, he's throwing a big fit about it, but he's just asking for more money. He wants all the federal money to do what. I think it's all just a big scam. That guy's not really complaining. He's just complaining so he can get more money.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
All right, so I just Googled it, and it is illegal. It says subsection 130, 132.4 A1I V prohibits alien smuggling, domestic transportation of unauthorized aliens, concealing or harboring unauthorized aliens. So it is illegal. But I guess because they're saying they're not illegal aliens or unauthorized, that's the loophole. Because they're not
That's
calling
exactly
them
why.
that anymore.
That's why they shut down all the ICE offices in the sanctuary cities, and they sent their employees elsewhere. They sent them to the county. You know what I'm saying?
No, but they said that there's an estimate of, I think they said it was an estimate of 20 million people that have crossed the border in the last 3 years.
Goodness, dude.
well,
3 years.
I'm Googling it yet.
Wasn't the
Dude, that
mayor
is
of New
wild.
York one of like the only mayors that actually went and visited the border to see the situation?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he actually did go to the border. Yeah.
Kamala Harris didn't.
Well, we know
She's
that.
been to the border.
She's been
That's
there
a-
many times.
Yeah,
That's another story.
but not
Remember-
to see
what
the
was it?
situation, not to see how bad the situation is. But
Remember-
yeah, I think
who
he
was
actually-
interviewing her, and she was like, yeah. She's like, have you been to the border? She was like, we have been to the border, and he's like, no, have you personally been to the border? And she's like, we have been to the border.
Oh yeah, she
They
said,
were
"Well,
like-
I haven't been to Germany or something like that."
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't understand what your point is. You're the vice president of the United States, and you don't understand what this interviewer is asking you. Like,
Yeah,
Who's
I've
in
been-
charge of the border?
I've been
go
to
to the
Canadian
border. Exactly.
I was-
She was made the border.
She's the border
czar, as they
czar.
like to call them. Yeah.
So hold on one second.
I've been
So-
to the Canadian border.
There's different sources that I'm looking at right now. One says that it's like a total of 10.2 million illegals that have crossed. There's one that says 1.7 million. There's another one that says 3.8 million. Right? And imagine if just 1% of those people are criminals, or you know what I mean. That's still that's so many people that could be potentially murderers, rapists, and all this other stuff.
Well, here's the thing: we don't actually know how many people actually crossed over the border because so many people like weren't found, weren't seen, weren't documented. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so
Oh, they
we
have
don't-
no clue.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like that number is complete BS because there's no way to actually know the legitimate number of people that have crossed the border. That's just the people they know about.
No, so that's like an estimation of from all the cameras and like
Mhm.
there was one video that in one day there was like 10,000 people that crossed. There was just a line and people just walking. And the reason that how they came up with the 10,000 is because they just saw how many people were on this video, and then they were like, at this speed in 24 hours, it's probably around 10,000 people.
And that's just in one state. They usually quote Texas.
Yeah.
But they don't ever talk about California and Arizona.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's
That's
not
true.
with Spanish
Yeah.
people though.
You remember the Baja California tunnels that were going all the way up to Cali
Yeah.
and bringing drugs in?
Mm-hmm. Well, apparently, like on TikTok, there's like step-by-step ways on how to get to the border, like how to find the coyotes, how to find like drugs. Human traffickers, and then what to do when you get to the border, where to go to the border, and so it doesn't come up on the TikTok in the United States, but in Mexico and South America.
Oh yeah.
Apparently,
Gives
there's
them
like step-by-step videos. Yeah.
Does it show you what to do when you get human trafficked into prostitution?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Wait, you
Yeah,
I
said
need
that
to watch
it
that
doesn't come
video.
up on like servers in the U.S., right? So I can
Yeah.
look that up.
You could try. That's what I saw. That this source was saying. Like it doesn't come up in the United States, but if you're in Mexico or in South America or in Africa, basically all over the rest of the world, like China is smart as shit.
Yeah, man.
They're literally like,
VPN.
they're like, let's just get these people in there and mess up this country as much as possible.
I feel like
Yeah, there was a woman
Mexico's-
who was just sworn in. A Chinese
Hold on, guys, I'll
woman.
be right back. Okay.
Okay.
I feel like Mexico's got to be
Kelly
worried
Wong?
about, like,
Yeah.
Did you hear about her?
Yeah, she's not a citizen and she got voted in for something.
Yeah, she was unanimously appointed by San Francisco's Board of Supervisors to the city's Elections Commission on
Oh, yeah.
February 14th. A Chinese woman.
Yeah.
And yeah, so she's not even a U.S. citizen.
Nice.
And,
I feel
and
like
she gets to
Mexico-
be on the. That's sad.
I feel like Mexico has to be worried about all the
Man.
people leaving Mexico. Like, I feel like they have to be worried about, like, hey, where's all our people going? You know,
They're all coming up here to make the money.
Yeah.
no, but that's the thing is, like, they have to be like, at some point, you know, because a country needs citizens.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, that is true.
At some point, they have to be like, whoa, we need to step in here and do something because this is getting outrageous.
But they
Yeah.
can't because most of the people that are coming over here illegally, the cartels have some kind of shape or form of making money off of it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like they will have to go against the cartels because that's one of their biggest cash crops besides drugs is getting people over here. And then what Rob was talking about, getting human trafficking women into the sex trade and bringing
Yeah.
people over here illegally.
They have
Like I
to be
said.
indentured servants.
Exactly. These people, like I was saying, there's families who just want to get to the U.S. and they basically give up their entire life savings to
Mhm.
for the cartels to get them across the border.
Yep.
And not only just to get them across, but now all of a sudden they have to work and pay to pay off debts in the United States to cartel members who are actually currently in the United States, because they send them to these like halfway homes and like these huge like duplexes where it's like a bunch of families, illegal migrant families are living, and basically they're like, hey, if you don't pay these debts, if you don't work for us, then we're going to kill your family back in Mexico or South America or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, so I saw we were talking about this on the last podcast. I think there's a show called Traffic. I forgot the lady's name, but basically,
yeah. Maria something or other.
yeah, something like that. And she did a documentary on like people coming over here illegally, and for the women, there would be a release fee, so that the family would be like, here's the money, get her over there, and then obviously when she goes through the process, gets citizenship, she could send back for us or send us money and all that stuff. So they'd get them to the U.S. and then they would send message to the family like, okay, she's in the U.S., she's safe, she made it. But now you need to pay us like X amount of dollars to let her go. And if you can't, then she's got to pay off the debt.
Right.
So basically, like they would pimp her out. And then, when she was, STD'd up or HIV or whatever, they would let her go.
Yeah, it's terrible. Like the thing is, and these people like don't realize it over there. I feel like if immigrants were more informed on the process of what could happen when they come over here.
No, they know. A lot of the women that were on the documentary, they literally would say that they would time it, that they would be on their period because the chances of them getting raped were less if they were on their period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but then they should also know that, like, coming here, yeah, America is a great country. I love America. Like, yeah, it's turned to shit over the past few years, drastically.
Still
but-
better than down there.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, we don't have the ability to support all these people, and everyone else is suffering, and I feel like it's a terrible situation overall, I get
Yep.
it. Like I get that you wanna leave your home, but coming over here illegally is not the answer. It's
For
not.
us, for them, it is though.
Yeah.
When dude, when you have nothing and you're just dirt poor, you can't eat, and you'll do anything for a better life, man. Especially parents that say, like, there's parents that will literally just send their children,
So now
just
you're
their
dirt poor in
children.
America. So now you're just dirt poor in America.
But
remember,
you don't understand. Hold on, dirt poor in America is rich in most of the world.
Yeah.
That's true.
You got to think that like the Section 8 homes, the projects, and all that stuff that are we think as like
Yeah.
the ghettos and all that stuff in other countries. Though that's a rich place to live.
Yeah. I've
Like,
been to Mexico.
could just imagine you're like broke as hell, you can't eat, and then you hear about if I go to America, they have a program where they give me food, like they
Yeah.
give me food stamps, and they have subsidized houses for me. You know what I mean? And they have these programs. Heck yeah, you're gonna freaking make that hike, dude.
I've been to Mexico, and I'm not talking like Cancun or I've been to like real Mexico. I've walked through the ghettos of real Mexico. I've
Oh,
seen
it's
it,
terrible.
and like I understand, but still, it's just like putting yourself in that situation. I can't see it, and maybe that is a privilege for me.
Yeah.
I can't see it. I would never ever put my daughter. I don't care what situation I'm in. I would never put my daughter in a situation to where she could possibly get trafficked. Okay,
Yep.
just because we're poor, just because we don't have money. Okay, I don't care if I have to go and find cows out in the fucking fields and steal them. You know, my daughter's not gonna be fucking put in a position to where she's gonna be trafficked. You know,
You think
Dude.
you think some of it is the propaganda that they get down there?
I mean,
Like from our government and stuff. They've got to be getting some kind of propaganda that says, "Hey, man, you got to pack up and go because this place is great, and you'll get all this stuff." And they, I mean, I guess it's kind of like they have a pipe dream, and then somebody tells them all this, BS, and they're like, God, I gotta go, and then they finally get here, and they're like, shit.
so
But
one thing I noticed when I was in Mexico, right, was the only news that would play that was American like based news was Democratic news. Was what
Yeah.
the Democrats were saying. That's the only news that would play in Mexico that had anything to do with America was stuff that like CNN was pumping out or or New York Times, whatever, like stuff that they were pumping out. Like that was the only news that was based around America was going on in Mexico. And it's so I mean, I don't know, maybe they're pumping stuff down there to kind of make it better because obviously their whole idea is illegals come over here, they're going to vote Democrat.
yeah.
So I mean, obviously they'd want them here, but still.
Because they don't want those programs to go away.
That's why the big deal with the voter ID, like the registration, the voter
Yeah.
card that you guys get, that's why having a voter ID was considered, they say it was racist or, this, that, and the third. And even the polling stations I went to, they weren't even asking for voter ID cards. You know what I mean? So it's like, why am I, why should I pay for this if I'm going to show up to vote and you're not even going to ask for it? And this person behind me in line doesn't even have a state issued ID or a visa, and they're voting in this election.
Yeah, well, that was your president Joe Biden, the one that said the voting laws makes Jim Crow look like Jim Eagle. I mean, that's
right. Yeah,
that's kind of where we stole the Jim Eagle thing from. But
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Y'all see what
Yeah,
I see now. I see now.
That's awesome. Oh wow.
we kind of twisted it into the Second Amendment, but
Hmm.
I mean that's their version of everything. It's
Yeah.
rules that they kind of think hurt the people that they don't want it to hurt, which would be illegal aliens coming here.
Because honestly, like I'm at a point to where I want to just get a remote job to where I can work from home and move to Mexico. Because like they're all coming over here. It's dirt cheap over there. If I get like a nice like 90K a year salary, working from home, dude, I'll head right on down to Mexico, live in the upper side of Mexico,
Yeah,
nice
you'll get the shit
neighborhood.
robbed out of you.
Make sure it's a state with low taxes because you'll
Yeah.
probably still be paying U.S. taxes
You'll
on
get the
that
shit
paycheck.
robbed
Yeah.
out of you real quick.
Get myself,
Have a
get myself
target on
up
your
in
back.
the
Yeah.
upper class. I
What
finally
was
get in the
that?
upper class.
That guy Wild Bill on that fishing show,
Oh yeah,
deadliest catch.
yeah,
Wild Bill
Deadliest.
lives in Mexico. He lives
yeah,
high on the hog.
yeah. I
Mm.
mean, you get a job making $90,000 a year American, right? You go over to some nice little village in Mexico. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, you're building yourself a mansion, living nice, got some senoritas, drinking your
What happened when that falls to
cervezas,
shit?
drinking.
When
But
shit crumbles right in front of you.
here's the thing.
He's from Pennsylvania.
Here's the
Uh,
thing.
Captain
Also,
Wild Bill.
here's the thing.
Yep. Wild Bill McCrowski.
Yeah.
Navy veteran
Yep.
from Irwin, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, here's the thing. Also, in Mexico, I think that needs to be looked at probably is the police over there. Like we've obviously seen how immigrants like react to police here. Like what happened in New York, right? That
Yeah,
wouldn't happen in Mexico because the police over there are like so militarized.
Mm.
You
that's
drive
true.
around
Well,
there.
if they're federales, they are.
Yeah, well, I mean, you drive around in the and like any of the like the cities or like close to cities and stuff. You see them riding around the back of a pickup truck with machine guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a
You
50,
know,
with a
like
50 cal.
they do actual like actual military stops to where you have to drive
Yeah.
through X-ray machines and you get pulled over and searched. Like they do legitimate stops where the military is involved, just in some middle of nowhere road. You just pull up out of nowhere. There's a bunch of military guys standing around with guns, ready to
Are
pull
those
you
50
over.
cals? Are those 50 cal guns? The mounts welded to the back of a pickup truck? I'm sure you could do a better welding job, right, Austin?
Yeah, but that's the thing is like police over there are like and then the
Yeah,
ones that aren't like that, like you said, like yeah, the federales, like the actual
they
police.
have good equipment too. Like they
Yeah,
have military grade equipment. I
but
mean,
yeah,
I know that doesn't mean much, but I mean, it's
Mo-
like
Just like
decent
the
equipment.
gorillas.
Yeah.
yeah, most of the actual police officers that like aren't like the federales are on the take of the cartel. So then you got
Yeah.
crooked cops because then a lot of them, what they'll do is they'll go in and they'll see like an attractive girl, right? And they'll arrest her, take her to the cartel. Next thing you know, she's getting trafficked. That happened to a dad out in Texas where his two daughters went over to Mexico and then never heard from them again. Found their car, found out that they got a police officer pulled them over, arrested them, and took them to the cartel, and then they got sold out into the sex trade.
Man.
Like
We got some of them gringas. They're like top dollar.
That's
yeah,
why you never go to another country.
No, come on, Rob.
Too fucking
I've been to Mexico. It's not all of it is bad, dude.
where'd you
I
go in
didn't say that,
Mexico?
but it happens. You
I went to Tulum.
what's that
Tulum?
taking?
Hey, don't bring that up,
Them
motherfucker.
motherfuckers was stealing bitches, man. The
We
fuck?
I drove from
You better
Houston,
calm that
Texas.
shit down, Dimitri.
I drove from Houston, Texas to Tampico, Mexico, and
Mm.
then from Tampico I drove to DFA, and then we took a different route back up from DFA. From like when we went from Tampico, we drove through like the mountains and everything, and then on the way back up, We took a different route. But yeah, so I was driving through villages, like all that stuff, you know.
Tulum was beautiful though. The food was horrible. The beach was disgusting.
Yeah, you
So
went to the beach town.
yeah, but we like the cenotes were gorgeous. The Mayan ruins, that was awesome. Like the places
Those
that
Mayan
we
ruins
went.
are cool.
Yeah, you just got to be careful because everything's made for like 4.5 feet people. So you have to like literally make sure you're ducking the whole time because if you stand up, you'll hit your head on the freaking ceiling.
Yeah, I saw the pyramids and everything.
Yeah, that we didn't go see. That was
Yeah.
that was the thing that I wanted to go see, but we booked 2 excursions, and me and my wife, we were hammered. We forgot what excursions we freaking booked and everything. We had to call the agency again. I fell asleep on the desk. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was before kids and marriage. That was like
Yeah.
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 when you had no responsibilities.
I think the ones I saw were in San Martin. Like just like I think like 45 minutes away from DFA,
hmm
you know.
What, the cenotes?
The pyramids.
Oh, okay. The Giza
Yeah.
pyramids. No, not Giza. What the heck is it called? It's in Egypt, dumbass.
Yeah, but
Are
Are you talking about the Louvre?
they're also
Right.
pyramids. in,
The Louvre.
they're like
Now,
the
let me
Mayan-
see.
the
What is
Mayan
the,
pyramids in San Martin?
Bath Pro Shop.
Let me see.
I spent 2 weeks in Mexico back in the early '90s. We stayed in Mexico City, and we got to stay in there. Huh?
No, I was
We
just saying.
got
Oh, no, like cool.
Yeah, we got to stay in their Olympic Training Center. But
Dang.
dinner and breakfast was always the same. It was like boiled chicken and goat's cheese and goat's eggs. And so we got sick of eating it. So we decided we were going to sneak out and go to the McDonald's. It was probably about 2 miles away. But I don't know if you've ever been to Mexico City, but the roads down there are like 6-lane highways everywhere. Side streets are like 3-lane highways. The place is crazy.
Yeah.
So we flagged down a taxi cab, and it was a Volkswagen Bug, and there was 5 of us. And so
Jeez.
we climbed into the Volkswagen and told him we wanted to go to McDonald's, and he was acting like he didn't know English. And we said, "No, McDonald's," and he took off, but he went in the wrong direction. And we went probably like 5 miles, and we got him to stop, and we're like, "Dude, you don't know what we're saying." And we get out, and my buddy had left his camera sitting in the seat, and he went to reach in to get it, and the dude just took off. He just took off and left us there. Yes, we had to walk back, but walking back was the big story, because when that earthquake had hit back in the '60s, they still hadn't rebuilt that place, and there was a bunch of like box shanties and wood and tarp, and walking by all these people, dude, it was scary.
Yeah.
we made it back. We didn't get to go to McDonald's, but
Yeah.
we made it back.
Yeah, when we went. Our goal was to go to DFA, and we made it there. And like I said, we walked through like the ghettos of DFA, to where like the dogs were wearing bandanas, throwing up gang signs. You know, like it was some real stuff. And and we were actually walking through the streets, and just trying to find like something to do. You know, because it was like middle COVID. You know, we were surprised we were even able to get into Mexico, right? Middle of COVID. Trying to find something to do. It's just like all these tents were out, and we found out later that a lot of these tents were prostitutes that couldn't work, you know, and so they were just like sleeping in tents.
Why? Because they were dirty.
No, a lot of like the brothels were like shutting down and stuff. Like,
Because of COVID.
Yeah.
it even affected the whores.
Not the whores.
Yeah, so we found that out.
Anything but the whores.
This one dude was telling us that. We met this one dude that was he was homeless in Mexico, but he was American. He was from America, and he was homeless in Mexico City, and yeah, he was telling us that, but we were just walking around like just trying to find something to do. We kept getting harassed by the police because we weren't wearing our mask, and then we were telling this guy like where we were going back to, like the neighborhood we had, like we were walking through. He's like, "You guys made it out alive?" We were like, "Yeah, I guess so," you know. And then we told him where the hotel was. He's like, "Yeah, you guys should have probably got something a little nicer." We're like, we the main goal was I wanted a garage parking for my truck. I didn't want to park it on the street. I wanted like a garage parking for my truck
Mm-hmm.
because I was like, my truck is not going missing in the middle of Mexico. Like we're not getting stranded here. But
Let them know
they
you're from
wouldn't even
Baltimore.
let us into the U.S. embassy. We couldn't even go near the U.S. embassy. Mexican police were not letting us even go near it. And we're like, we're Americans. We just want to report that we're here in case something happens to us, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Yeah.
And they were like, the Mexican police were like, nope, you can't come here. You know, can't come here at all.
Did
My
you
main
call
goal
them?
was I was trying to find some Marines to like bum a dip off of because I forgot dip.
Yeah.
Like I didn't have any dip, and I kept asking people like tobacco de moscato, you know, like where can I get like like chewing tobacco, right?
Donde
And
está Copenhagen wintergreen?
yeah. And no one knew. But the funny thing is the American dude actually ended up coming through. He knew exactly where it was. The worst dip I've ever had in my life. Okay, it's like if Longhorn took a shit. That's what this was. Like if Longhorn chewing tobacco took a shit, that's what this was. And ended up finding some. But yeah, they yeah, that was great experience, but terrible at the same time. Then we left the next day and went to, like I said, San Martin, the city of the pyramids, and went
Hmm.
there.
Yeah.
And then we drove back, and we actually found like this village where there's a church carved into a mountain, and we camped
Oh,
up on this
cool.
mountain. Yeah, we
That's
camped up.
cool.
Yeah, we camped up on this mountain and everything, and looking for peyote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should talk about shit like that, man.
Well, we were just trying to see
Hey,
if we could find it, but we weren't actually
We
going to
talked
do it.
about this before, Austin.
We were just
hey,
looking to see if we
Dimitri,
could find it, but we weren't actually going to do it.
was that pyramid was it Teotihuacan pyramid shrine or whatever Guadalupe?
Yeah. So the ones that came up is I'm sorry, La Iglesia and La Castillo and Coba.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's Castillo de Cuculcan, and
Yeah.
then it's yeah, and then the period of magicians, Zamal, pyramid of
You went to all those
inscriptions.
pyramids?
No. I didn't go. I wanted to go to
Oh,
it. Yeah.
it kind of makes you wonder why people all over the world were building pyramids.
Yeah.
Right.
How did they do it?
Here we go, tinfoil hat time.
Right?
No, I was the one that went to pyramids in Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to the cenotes. They were freaking awesome.
Mesoamerican, yeah.
Were they really
Cenotes.
pyramids, Austin, or were they just
I just screen shared showing them.
Yeah, he shared them, man. Dude, they're
Oh.
beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the only thing that sucks is you can't go. Like you can't climb them anymore
Yeah.
Yeah.
because there was people stealing stones and all that stuff. The same thing in Egypt. Like
Yeah.
people were just like trying to chip pieces of the pyramid blocks.
Yeah.
dumbass shit, man?
Dude, even there's some live streamers that like still go to Giza and everything and try to climb the pyramids, and they end up getting arrested by the police there.
Mhm.
Yep.
And there was a woman who was technically she was Egyptian, but she was second generation, so she wasn't
Mhm.
actually born there. Her parents were, and she went to Egypt and she was dressed like, basically showing like 75-80% of her skin, and she ended up getting arrested too because of like religious kind of laws or whatever, if you want to call
Mhm.
them that, because they really didn't want women show so much of their bodies.
Be so much
No.
of a whore.
And so, and you kind of see a similar thing with the the Sharia laws, with the Hezbollah. Go ahead.
I think Egypt is mostly Muslim.
Yeah. So they.
No,
So the women cover up.
Egyptians are
It could be 100 degrees, and they'll be wearing those all black
Hijabs.
the hijabs, the robes and everything, which is
let's
pretty
get this
intense,
straight
man.
before anything.
Rob, you know you could be African and Muslim, right?
First
Like
off,
that. Those are two totally
first
different.
off,
Yeah,
You can-
Egypt
you
is in
can-
Africa.
yeah,
Egypt is in Africa, but that
so
does not
it's
mean that they're
they're
not Muslim.
they're African.
Yeah, but that does not mean that they're not Muslim, though.
I'm just saying. First
just
off,
like-
they're not Egyptian. They're African.
Okay, but it's just like if someone's from Nigeria, right? Nigeria is in Africa, right?
They're
But
Nigerian,
Nigerian.
hmm
so they're Egyptian.
Okay.
They're not
Yeah.
African.
No, they're
It's-
African. That's in
It's
Africa.
Africa is a continent, okay?
Yeah,
There are
it's not a
different
country.
countries within that continent.
Yeah.
alright?
They're
I
African.
mean, it's just like saying it's like you're a Marylander or whatever, if you want to say that you're from Maryland, so you're a Marylander.
No, that's not how it
It's
works.
like saying you're American.
You're
but then
American.
America isn't. The United States is not the only country in America.
Yeah,
There's also Canada
and Mexico.
Okay, and then we also even have a South.
The United
America.
States of
I don't know if
America.
you- I don't know if you knew there was
The United
a South America
States of
as well.
America.
There's also a South.
Austin.
Usually,
There's
when
also
people
a South
say
America, you got there's Central America too. No, like
Yeah,
you got
usually when somebody
Colombia,
says American, they're referring to
El
the United
Salvador.
States of America.
El Salvador. Technically,
they're American.
Mexicans are American as well. Technically, Mexicans are American as well because they do live in North America.
Well, they're technically North Americans.
Yeah, exactly. So just because Egypt is in Africa does not mean that they're not Egyptians, and it also does not mean that they can't be Muslims as well.
No, they're Egyptians, Rob.
No, they're African.
Okay,
Now you're
okay.
just gonna get semantics.
It's just like this, right?
It's all semantics.
Dimitri
Yeah.
Dimitri is
Yeah,
from
y'all can
Dimitri-
suck on the woke dick,
Rob.
okay? Suck on that woke dick, okay?
Rob. Dimitri
All right, Austin.
Dimitri is
Does it
from
make you
Europe,
feel
right?
good going down your throat?
Dimitri's from Europe, right? Okay.
Mhm.
So he's European, but he's also what? This is-
Albanian.
Okay, all right. He can
He's
be
European.
Albanian and he can be
He's
European at the same time.
Mhm.
Well, before I was Yugoslavian, according to Rob,
Hey,
because Yugoslavia. Yes, you did. You said you were calling me Yugoslavian back in the day because Albania was next to Yugoslavia.
I thought it
feel-
was close
I feel
to it. I didn't call you.
You,
feel like this
you were
is-
calling me Yugoslavian.
I feel like we're playing Are You Smarter Than a
There's no
Fifth
such thing
Grader?
as Yugoslavia no more.
Rob's not good at geometry, dude.
It's-
Not geometry,
No,
geography.
geology.
I was gonna say, he's not good
Ge-
at geometry either.
Geology. This motherfucker. Geometry.
Geography. I said geography. I
Alright,
fixed
so-
it real quick.
Yeah,
So Rob,
uh-huh.
today we learned that Africa is not a country; it is a continent.
Mm. Hopefully today you learn you should pull that woke dick out your throat.
What does that have to do with anything?
They're
Hey,
African.
I might have woke dick in my throat, but guess
They're
what?
African.
I at least know that Africa is a continent.
Uh-huh.
Hey guys, check this out. I want to show you something real quick. This is the Jim Eagle Outfitters, jeoutfitters.com. You can get some
Whoa.
really good apparel. This is the brainchild of our wonderful guest Dave here, Jim Eagle Outfitters. Check this website out. They got some really good apparel here. They got the camos,
Ooh,
Whoa.
shirts.
You could go.
nice stuff. The American flags. They got the rounds with the rifles. Man, look at that.
I like that.
That's
That
pretty
is
slick.
beautiful.
Mhm.
That's pretty slick, old son.
That's the old school. That's the M16A2 right there. That is beautiful.
That's pretty slick, old son. I'll tell you what.
I love this
Scroll.
camo. Why didn't the military offer this camo? Instead, they decided to go with that digital stuff.
Because that camo actually works.
Like I always say, sold to the lowest bidder.
Hey, go to the homepage there,
Okay.
and then scroll all the way down to the bottom.
Beautiful.
What kind
Keep
of
going,
food is
keep
that,
going.
Rob?
So
Huh?
we also have scroll up just a little bit. We got
What'd you say,
links on there for the Second Amendment Foundation,
Ah, here
and
we
then
go.
there's a link for the NRA. And we're getting ready to add. We just got approved by Gun Owners of America. It's on my link tree on the TikTok.
Yeah.
But we haven't got it added to the website yet, but we're working on getting that added. So we'll have at least three things that people can choose to support
That's awesome.
Yeah,
coming up.
that's pretty slick.
What did you
It's
say, Austin?
is it also JE Outfitters on TikTok, or what's the channel on TikTok?
It's
I
Jim
think-
Eagle
I think
Outfitters.
Just Jim Eagle Outfitters.
Jim Eagle Outfitters. Okay. And you said you had another link here.
So scroll up to my profile thingy. There should be a link
this
tree.
link?
No.
You see the
Yeah, I got
the
it.
right there.
Link tree. And then so on the link tree we have this. Of course, it goes to our website, but then you can also go to Gun Owners of America, the NRA, and the Second Amendment Foundation. And we'll have Gun Owners of America on the website here before too long.
How did you come up with the link tree? Like, what program are you using for the link tree, Dave?
It's actually called Linktree. So just Google Linktree, and then you just got to create an account, and it allows you to add whatever links that you want, and then you just copy and paste it to onto your TikTok
URL.
page.
Okay. That does it cost money or no?
No, I got the free one. They do have some that you have to pay for, but I just got the free one, so I just wanted to put the links on.
Okay.
So there you go. I will share this one again before we wrap up the podcast, and I will post it to our I'll post it to our podcast TikTok pages and our personal podcasts and social media, so people can we can get the word out so people can join this stuff and donate.
Dave, anytime you post a video, DM it to me on TikTok, and I'll repost it off of my TikTok for you. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. No problem.
Yeah. Anytime, just send it to me, and I'll repost it and make comments and all that good stuff. Get you
Okay,
some more
yeah.
views on there.
No problem. We just want to get as many people excited, and some people like the NRA, some people don't. Some people like Gun Owners of America, some people don't. And I feel like give them choice so they can at least join the fight somehow.
Yeah.
They do more
Get
than
people
the
involved.
NRA.
Huh?
They do more than the NRA.
Yeah.
Who we have? This is the 2A Brothers 2.0 channel on TikTok. If anybody wants to check that out, there's 2.0, 3.0, and 2A Brothers podcast, because you know how they get down over there at TikTok. They don't like
Gotta make a new
content
one.
that offends people. So
Every time
Oh,
we
they're
get
terrible.
banned, make a new
so
one.
please,
Dude,
please head over
Josh,
there and check it out.
If you
What's up?
scroll down there, here, bring it back up and just scroll down my videos.
Okay.
It's like violation after violation. I have so many videos that I didn't even know got taken down
Yeah.
that get taken down. Like, it's freaking nuts. Oh, you don't do you see it? No, you don't see them.
Oh, I'm not logged into your
Exactly. Dude, I was like scrolling back. I was scrolling back just because I was trying to find this certain sound that I used like 2 years ago, and I'm like, when did this video get banned? When did this video get banned? And I'm trying to appeal them, but they didn't even send me a notification that my video was violating the community guidelines because they didn't want me to appeal it because they knew it was bullshit.
Well, maybe if you weren't such a terrible human being.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe if
It's
you
a-
wasn't white, Dimitri.
Well, that's how. That's how. What was his name? Kawan got his TikTok back. Is you remember what he says? Just because he was black. So we had this other guy. Like what was it, like 2 years ago? I met him on TikTok too. He had the name Black Conservative, and then now he is the owner of Warfield Arms. .com, and he sells ammo, apparel, and all that stuff. And his TikTok page got permanently banned, and he basically like sent emails out to TikTok, and then he eventually got it back. Because my first page, I had like 15,000 followers, and it got banned. And I sent all the appeals and all that stuff. They were like, "No, you're not getting it back." So then I made 2.0, then I made 2.5, and then now I'm on 3.0.
That's crazy.
This motherfucker telling me don't say shit to get him banned. When the regular shit get you banned.
Well, that doesn't mean you add on to it.
I ain't had to add on shit.
You got to watch what you put on there. It's weird. Some people put stuff on there that
banned.
you can't believe they put on, and it doesn't get banned. But
So
my God,
Half-naked women is okay, but as soon as you post a gun, that's
Not even half naked women, right? You know that there are videos on TikTok where you can watch women breastfeed, right? But it's like basically just there's a kid and then a woman just jiggling her titty, and that's
What the
okay
fuck?
because they put the hashtag breastfeeding.
Oh, it's like a Stitch video. One side of the Stitch video is a baby. The other side is a woman jiggling her tits. And then
No. Like there's actually a baby there. Like there's actually a baby there. They just pull it out, jiggle it a little bit, put it in the kid's mouth, pull it out, jiggle a little bit, put it in the kid's mouth, and they take a video of it, and it's on TikTok.
And you watch this.
No, I
He's
mean,
watched
the crazy part is,
on my
remember, you put videos, like, remember, like, you put the videos of, like, going to the gun range, you know what I mean, and shooting, just shooting some guns off, you know, live rounds, whatever, and then putting, like, or even just showing a gun, not even shooting it, just looking at a gun at your home, and then putting, like, a little caption or, like, a thing on there that says, not a real gun, it's a BB gun, and then still getting banned.
Dude, I got banned on the way to the simulator on Sunday just talking about going to the simulator because they said it was, what was it, a dangerous challenge. I was going to a simulator, no live ammo, nothing whatsoever, and TikTok banned my live for 15 minutes because I was talking about it. So my 2.0, I'm on the shit list. Like if you start typing 2A brothers and all the other stuff, 3.0 comes on, 2.5, you actually have to spell everything out and then click enter for my account to come on. Because if you just do it like that, nothing happens.
That one has the most, right? Out of all the other accounts, the 2.0 one, 137,000 likes. Yeah, and then so it's kind of ridiculous, man. All the censorship that's going on. That's why I kind of had high hopes for X, formerly known as Twitter, being owned by Elon Musk, and the free speech kind of like wheel being not being slowed down on that social media platform. So we'll see what happens. Apparently Tucker Carlson was supposed or he does have some kind of like platform on X, like his own podcast kind of thing, his own videos and live streams. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
That's funny.
Do you have a Rumble, Dave?
Yeah, I have a Rumble, but we haven't started putting anything on it. So I just kind of use
Yeah.
it to watch Dan Bongino and stuff. But we're planning.
yeah.
I mean, we want to get it up and going. We just haven't had time to figure that one out yet. And get it rolling.
So there is like they're payable services. We haven't
Right.
used them yet either. But basically, excuse me, you pay for the service, and let's say like you want to post a video of your apparel, and you can click on you'll log in into all of your accounts on this payable app, and then basically it's like, okay, I made a video for my shirt, or I made a video about 2A, whatever, and then it'll bring up all your accounts that are listed there, and you could pick where you wanted to get posted.
Oh wow. Okay.
So you only post one time, but it'll post on all of the platforms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think the one that I saw was like $55 a month. They're not cheap
Right.
because it takes away so much time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's that too. If you guys want to look at, we have a Rumble too. We barely have anything on there because we can't
Yeah, I
go
think I'm
live.
following, yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that, but we can't go live from Riverside to Rumble because what was it, Josh? Was it only like Facebook, TikTok, and
No, you can. So you can do it. It's just that we were waiting on the prerequisites that Rumble required us to have to go live on Rumble. So we needed more followers.
got you? Yeah,
But as far as we're concerned, like we only need like what was it, 5 or 10 followers?
I
just
think
to
it
go
was
live?
13.
Yeah, so we could. I mean, we conceivably, we could do it, but it's
Yeah,
just
well-
a matter of getting the followers.
Yeah, but TikTok is horrible when it comes to 2A anything. They just ban everything.
Oh, they blocked us and shadow banned us, and it took freaking 5 months just to get my TikTok shop up and going, and
Yeah.
it was just constantly battling back and forth with them. Of course, you can't call anybody; you got to do everything through that stupid chat.
Mhm.
And they're like, well, and it takes them 5 days to get back to you. Then they want you to submit all this screenshots, and it took freaking forever. And so I just started getting real rude and nasty with them. And finally,
That's the way.
I guess they just got sick of me. So
Yeah,
they're
they-
like, fine, let this guy have it. Who cares?
So your best growth right now is going to happen on TikTok. Like on any other platform, it's not going to match TikTok. So
No.
you got to make it work, dude.
Yeah,
Find a way.
I kind of gave up on Facebook. That doesn't
that's-
do much at all.
That's a dead end. That's a dead
Instagram's
end.
coming along, but yeah, TikTok. We've seen our biggest stuff on TikTok. So
Yep.
as long as you can keep it within the guidelines. I mean, I did a live of us hunting deer and showed my son shoot his deer, and the live
Nope.
was done. I mean, it just it's like they have an algorithm. They're not even watching it. It's just the algorithm somehow.
Yeah, it
picks
is.
up and they just kill it instantly.
So for a while, my TikTok, the 2.0, had a warning label. And when you clicked on the warning label, it said this creator is a constant guideline offender. I think they got rid of it now. It doesn't, like, I haven't seen it on anyone's account. It was on H's before, because when I went to go join, so what's H's company's name? High Quality Tactical.
Yeah,
He's been on our podcast 2 times. Do you follow him?
I follow him too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's been on here twice. We're probably I'm going to try to get me, Rob, and Austin, and if Josh, if you want to fly up here, we
Yeah.
could do a weekend up there with him. He said he has like rifle courses, pistol, all that kind of training up there. He's got a lot of property, so he like basically you camp out, you receive training, but you also receive survival training on top of it. So it's really cool.
Yeah, man. This is his TikTok page. If anybody wants to follow, H 762 by 39 V3,
Yeah.
and he's got a really good training facility. He does some stuff with the military. So he's all about the firearms, and he's all about the Second Amendment, man. I think, and more people need to get on board with this. You know, too many people are afraid of guns. You know what I mean? Just because of like how powerful they are. But once you go to shoot them and you respect them, and you get comfortable with them, it
Yeah.
completely changes your perspective. You saw the video. I'm sure some of you guys saw the videos of the Steven Crowder uh, taking people to go to the range, and it completely changed their mind about the Second Amendment and owning firearms.
Mm-hmm.
And all it took was one session at the firing range. That's it.
My thing is the Second Amendment was mainly written to protect us from a tyrannical government, right? Our
Absolutely.
right and our ability to defend ourselves from a tyrannical government, okay? And with everything that the government is doing today, with everything you're seeing in the world today, I honestly am surprised people aren't running to their local gun store. I'm
We
surprised
are
that
though.
I'm talking about like more Americans, like people aren't realizing what's going on and just running to their local gun store
They are though.
Well,
Yeah.
they
But
are.
Gun
And,
sales are skyrocketing.
because it's
literally
people
the
that
day
already
before
support.
President Biden was inaugurated, the gun stores were like
But
cleaned out.
those were
Oh,
people
they
that
skyrocket.
those were people that already
Gun
supported
owners.
those were people that already supported the Second Amendment, right, and were afraid that they weren't going to be able to buy guns again, right? I'm talking about new people that are
Oh,
going
okay.
in and running to the gun store
Bless you.
and being like, this
God bless
stuff
you.
needs to change, okay?
I think there's a total lack of understanding of,
Yeah.
of the Two Amendment, and I think there's so much propaganda out there,
Well,
and people just don't do their own research anymore. They just listen to ABC News or
Instagram.
CNN, and
Yeah.
they buy it.
it also comes from a lack
MSDNC.
of real
Yeah.
education. It also comes from a lack of real education in school. People in school today, they do not actually teach the Declaration of Independence, the US Constitution. They don't actually teach the amendments and what they truly mean.
Mhm.
No,
Okay?
that's
They,
by design too.
yeah,
Yeah.
they don't teach what
State funded.
actually needs to be taught in school.
Why would
And
they?
that's where the issue starts, because this is part of our, even in American history they don't even go into it. This is part of our history. This is
If
part
you
of
don't
who
know
we
your
are
past, you
as
don't
a
have a future.
nation. There's stuff about the founding of America that not a lot of people even know, as to what really kicked off the Revolutionary War, that they don't teach in school, because it's just the education system needs to be refined to where we're actually teaching people real shit that they need to know.
Exactly. They could cut their dicks off and be girls.
Yep.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
exactly.
Like I
But
say,
no, we
if you
need
don't
to,
know your past, you don't have a future.
yeah, we need to get into actual history. We need to get into economics, where we're actually teaching these kids how to work economics, how to handle money, how to
Yeah.
do it safely and properly, how to honestly, do try to live debt free as best as possible. Stop giving your life to the government. Stop selling your soul to corporations, and teach these kids actual real world functions, and stop focusing on trans issues and gay issues and
Government
pronouns
supporting us.
and gender, identity bullshit. Teach these kids what they need to know. Because if you don't, parents are going to start stepping in even more than they already are, and you're not going to be able to fill your schools, you know?
Hmm.
Because honestly,
But-
I'm not going to send my daughter to school right now. As of right now, my daughter will never see the inside of a school.
Well, you've
And
already seen
that's-
homeschooling go up. So.
Yeah.
Homeschool's way up.
Yeah. And it's
But
because
I
of
also
situations like
think
this.
the Second Amendment is critical at this point in time. You know, I mean, they're already attacking all of our other inalienable rights, our God-given rights. But
Right.
but the Second Amendment for them is the easiest and fastest route to attack the rest of our rights. And if
Yeah.
our Second Amendment right falls, if we lose our Second Amendment right, you can
Everything's
kiss
wrong.
all of our other rights goodbye.
Yeah, that's the one that
What is
needs to
America
go.
without the Second Amendment?
That's the one that
It's
needs
not.
to go first. Because
It's not
can
America.
Because with the Second Amendment, we could defend our other rights.
Right.
Mhm.
As
And
long
with,
as
so
we have the
without
Second Amendment, we can
Yep.
defend our other rights. We can defend
Yep.
all the
without it,
other
we're
amendments.
done.
Yeah. Once the Second Amendment goes, that's when, look at all these other countries that got their guns taken away. And look at what
Shortly after, what happened?
happened. Yeah. Look
Yeah.
at what happened, with the Nazis and when they started
Subjugation.
taking guns away.
People rather defend Maps rights, minor attracted people rights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. How far have we gone?
I'll
When
defend
now-
I'll defend their rights right to the gallows.
How far have we gone when now they're trying to give pedophiles rights?
Right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That is the craziest thing, man. Like, even Joe Rogan was talking about it on his podcast. Like, it's even made it all the way up to Joe Rogan. Like, even he's like, I cannot believe this is happening. I think he was talking to the Tim Kennedy when he mentioned it.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, it's crazy. Like, I don't understand how we've gotten here.
I think
You can't call them pedophiles because it might hurt their feelings.
Well, no, the craziest thing was, like, so Cain Velasquez, right, the UFC, the ex-UFC heavyweight champion, his daughter, or I think it was his daughter, was at a daycare. And at this daycare, this woman had a son that was like 30-something years old and still lived at home like a piece of shit, right? And what this guy was doing, he was molesting his daughter. So when Cain found out, and apparently it was like over 100 times or something like that. When he found out, he went and grabbed his gun, and there was like a highway chase.
Like he should have.
Exactly. And he was shooting at him and all that stuff. So Cain Velasquez was in prison. Was in jail for a longer period in time than the child molester. The child molester got put on house arrest where there's a daycare. Like, that's crazy. Like, he's committing the crime at this daycare, but because he's a piece of shit 30-something-year-old that lives at home with his mommy, could only go back there. And California was like, well, he's on house arrest. Like, what the? He's in house arrest in the place where he's committing the crime with these children.
Look, my opinion is if you are not willing to serve a life sentence for your child, you should not be a father.
Yeah, that's true chains.
If you are not willing to do something that will cause you to serve a life sentence in prison, you should not be a father.
My opinion is every day of him being on house arrest, he should get his ass beat.
But
And
but no one's gonna do that. There, it's his mommy. Oh, it's okay. You're 38 years old and living in my house.
oh, dude,
Because the mothers are the biggest enablers when it comes to that shit.
No, he's
What-
touching kids, man.
him and his mother would both be gone. Him and his
Oh,
mother
yeah.
would both
He's
be gone.
molesting little kids.
Well, the thing is, she didn't know. It wasn't like she knew it was happening,
I don't
It
care.
and she let it go.
I don't
It
care.
doesn't fucking matter.
Don't care. Don't care. Do not give a shit.
I think
you
the
allowed-
dad.
You allowed it to happen by putting my child in this situation. You are just as much in fault.
I mean, I don't think she knew her son was a child molester.
Because she didn't know. But I
There's
think
no way
every
she
day
didn't
he should
know.
get
There's
he
no way
should
she
get his
couldn't see
ass beat
signs.
severely or tortured every day.
There's no
I mean,
way
I-
she couldn't
Hey,
see
this
signs.
child gotta live with what he done.
And it
That's
should
why
be by
I
Kane. No, it should be by Kane. Kane Velasquez should be able to go into that house and beat his ass once a week because you got to let him recover some. You know what I'm saying? Because if you beat him every day, then you know what I mean. He might die. So if he just goes in there and whoops his ass once a week, I think he could like let him live for a couple months.
Yeah,
I think
but I'm
what
just saying. Listen,
proper punishment should be if you touch a child, your dick should get cut off. Dick and balls gone.
Castration. Well,
Castration.
every day that
and
kid that he did that, you gotta live with it.
yeah.
And until they die. You
Yep.
know what I mean?
Well, in Florida, they passed the death penalty for any child that's under 12 years old.
Yeah,
So that's awesome.
saw that. I saw that.
I think it should be death by gallows.
Nah,
Well, it should be
Let
a
'em
public
swing.
flogging.
Let them swing.
It should be the family, dude. It should be the family.
I want
they
to see
should
him
get a
swing.
pineapple shoved up their ass like on what was it?
Little Nicky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see him swing. I think that's where we really failed as a country, is when we got rid of public execution.
Now we failed because a lot of higher ups are child diddlers.
That too.
Yeah.
Tinfoil hat time.
Yeah.
Even though it's true.
Well, Dimitri, remember I
For real
called you
shit.
because there's some YouTube channels, right? Like one of them's like Colorado Ped Patrol or something like that, and there's these YouTube channels where they go around and they find like they'll find like pictures of like young looking women or young looking boys, like men that are actually of age but just look like they could be underage, and they catfish these people, right? And they get like all this incriminating evidence, and then they go and basically catch them and videotape them as they're trying to meet up with these alleged, kind of like what was that show?
To catch a
Oh,
predator.
Yeah,
To
with
catch a
Nick Hansen.
predator, yeah.
Yeah, kind of like that. They basically do that on YouTube. And I was telling Dimitri, I was like, I want to do that. Like, I want to go and catch predators. I want to, dude. My old lady, she could pass for a 15-year-old, 16-year-old girl. Maybe you put like the right makeup on her.
What does that say about you, man?
I'd say you put like makeup on her to make her look young. Dude, you know what you could do with makeup?
Yeah.
Make her look younger. Like, make her look younger and take some pictures, have her talk to
Take some pictures.
Damn, Austin.
You know they will end up on the internet, right? And your wife is gonna be out on the internet, scantily clad.
I'm not talking. I'm talking about like Tinder pictures.
Yeah, that's the internet. It's there forever.
Did you
Yeah.
say Tinder pictures?
Okay, but I think that people should be willing to do that to protect children. If you're not
Are you
willing to
willing
post
to
like
do
some
that,
Tinder
Austin?
pictures online,
Just
Are
go
you
to
willing
Feet Finder.
get it off and take pictures like that?
Feet finder.
Go to Feet Finder and just say 15-year-old feet.
I'm not trying to get actual pictures of like children. I'm
Well, yeah, because then you would be part of the problem.
Exactly. I'm not trying to get actual
Listen.
pictures of children.
What I
I'm
figure
trying
out,
to do this.
all child pornography have to get watched by somebody. You
Yeah.
know that, right?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about taking like bad pictures of her. I'm talking about taking like selfies.
I
You
know.
know, like
I'm just saying, but
normal
listen, somebody
pictures.
has to watch it.
Yeah, but that's the point. Is there'd be no pornography. It'd be just normal pictures where she's catfishing creepy.
But the
fucking
question is
pedophiles.
that person that chooses to watch all the child kitty porno,
I couldn't
do
do
they
that
like
job.
kitty porn?
I couldn't do that job. I couldn't because the thing is like I would see I feel like the first video I'd see, right, to where I'm watching like a case of a guy that has all this porn, right? The first video I'd see, I'd want to kill him or unalive him. My bad. I would want to do some serious harm to this person. After watching the first video, I would turn it off and just wreak havoc. Because like children need to be protected.
Nope.
Well, man, you can't talk like that with that woke dick down your throat, man.
Listen, I told you it's not coming
Fucking
out.
with you.
Rob, how does he have a woke dick in his throat? Because he said Egyptians are Egyptians? That's literally what they are.
I'm fucking with you, man.
All right. Josh, are you still there? Oh. All right, we got to keep going until Josh. Because
Josh went away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can't turn off until he actually,
Josh is the tech guy, so.
yeah.
He needed a safe
Save
space.
it. We gotta save it before we can act.
Now he's probably taking a shit.
But
He's probably just doing technical difficulties.
yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I really think like public execution and the thing is like what you said about the dude that went back to the house, right?
Yeah, he was on house arrest by California law.
You know for a fact that if that dude went to a prison, he would not have made it out.
That's one of the
No,
best things that
no way.
happens there. But now they're putting him in protective custody.
Yeah, like what's that dude that was the dude that was on that 70s show, Hyde from that 70s show.
hmm
I can't think of his name. The one that was raping women freely. So they say.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
yeah, so he actually just got transferred a bunch of times, and this past time was because two gangs greenlit him, and one of them actually got to him. The one that got to him was Brothers by Choice. I think they're like neo-Nazis that basically separate from the neo-Nazis and become like their own like set and everything. And then the other ones were
Hold up, Hyde
they-
got arrested?
yeah, for raping women.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Was the
For
other
giving
gang
them
is
Bill
the Gay
Cosby
Boy
treatment.
Gangsters. Yeah,
He
the
giving
other one
them
was
Bill
the
Cosby.
Gay Boy Gangsters put a hit out on him, and then
The
the
gay
other one-
boy gangsters.
Yeah, it's an actual prison set. It's an actual prison set apparently that formed to protect trans inmates. Like they formed to protect trans inmates, but both of those gangs put a green light on this dude, and the Brothers by Choice were the ones that got to him, so they transferred him to a like minimal security site because he was in like a high security site type deal, like pretty intense prison. But yeah, like he's greenlit right now. Like people
Man,
want
we
his
got
head.
everybody at his head, man.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, since I found out the Hyde from 70 show as a rapist, let's end this.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, didn't he get life?
Yeah, he did. He's serving life.
That's crazy.
Can you believe that, dude? We used
Yeah,
to
He
watch
don't
that
want
70
nobody
show.
playing
Man.
with
Right.
his ass wolf. That's fucked
Yeah,
up.
he is currently serving life. And what's crazy is the girl Mia Kunis was a minor when she started that show.
Yeah. Well, she lied.
Yeah,
Was she
lied.
with? Were they like? Did they have like sexual relations while they were on the show together when she was a minor?
I don't know, but the fact that he is a rapist and he's a creep.
Who? Who? I don't know if you guys already talked about it. Who were his accusers?
I don't know.
Okay.
know.
So you got to believe them.
Conversation for another time. Yeah, remember what is it called? The Me Too movement.
The what?
Is this like?
Huh?
What'd you say, Rob?
I said, if they was black women, he would have got shot already.
If is this like a actual jail sentence or is this like a Jeffrey Epstein sentence?
No,
Who
he got
knows
actually
nowadays?
sentenced.
where he's allowed to leave for 12 hours every day and
No,
you know what I mean, and
the
come
reason-
back and sleep at the jail.
You mean the
No,
Martha
the reason
Stewart
this came
treatment?
about was because gangs were putting green lights on him, and one of them actually got to him. One of the
But-
gangs actually got to him and jumped him.
But is the green light like a slap fight? You know, and the
No, like they
president
want
did-
his, they want his head. like they're coming at him. They want his head.
Dang.
So he got
Did y'all hear
transferred
about
to
the
another
allegation?
prison.
Did y'all hear about the Vin Diesel allegation?
No.
No.
Apparently, he
Let's
was
look it
doing
up.
some shady things.
What with sexual harassment?
Yes, the worst kind of harassment.
Maybe he should go through sharp training.
Was he formally charged?
Nah, because this lady said when he was doing Fast and Furious, he did a few questionable things.
Was
Oh,
he
this
going
was
a little
back
too
in
fast and
2010.
furious?
Yeah.
Asta Jonason filed a lawsuit in L.A. Against Vin Diesel, saying that he forced himself onto her in a hotel suite in Atlanta.
Mm.
You
Was he
know,
going a little too
here's an
fast
interesting fact
and
you
furious?
all might not know, but the only reason why they hired Vin Diesel is because his first name is actually an acronym. His first name Vin stands for Vehicle Identification Number, and so that's the only reason why he was hired for Fast and Furious.
He
Nah, I only kid.
he owns the rights to that movie though.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. That's what I heard.
That's
Like all the ones he was in, or just like the originals?
He owns the rights to Fast and the Furious. So any movie that's a spin-off or whatever, he's making money off it.
He never has to play in another movie ever.
Yeah. Well, also because he's the voice of Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy.
He's going to be making money off of that for a good while.
Yep. I am Groot.
I know it seemed like
No
he might
more than
have
Triple
to
X
step up his
days.
game after these allegations, man.
Chronicles of Riddick, right?
All right, Jim. I mean, Dave. I keep calling you Jim, man.
That's all right, man.
Dave, it was a pleasure. We appreciate you coming on here. You want to bring up his website one more time, Joshy?
Yep, bringing it up right now. Here we go. Jim Eagle Outfitters. Don't forget. Here we have. You have his. He's got the products here, and you can donate to the Second Amendment Foundation and the NRA. We have the links here that I'll be posting in the on the YouTube and to our TikTok channel. So
Follow him on TikTok. And do you have Instagram and all that good stuff, Dave?
Yep, we're on Instagram and on Facebook.
Same handle?
It's all
Instagram.
Jim Eagle.
All right.
I can pull that up. I'll just pull it up real quick. Jim Eagle. So everybody's hopping off, right?
Yeah, I need to get some sleep.
All right. Jim Eagle Outfitters. Here we go. Here's the TikTok, here's the Instagram page. I'm going to follow it myself. So there you guys go.
Follow it as well.
Thank you for taking the time out to come join us and listen
Yes.
to
Oh,
our
man.
ranting.
We
No,
appreciate
it's
you
a
hopping on
blast. It
to
was a
listen,
blast.
to be a part of our insanity.
No, it's a blast.
Yeah,
I'll do
right.
it again. No, it's just like hanging out, man. You know. Good
Yeah, that's the
time.
best thing about this. We're older now. Josh lives in Texas. Austin's got a kid. I got 2 kids. Rob is still no responsibilities.
Yeah,
And so we're all busy. We're all busy with there's distance. So this is like our time to like just get back and catch up with everybody. So
Yeah, we've all been
It is
working all the
awesome.
time.
yeah.
So it's kind of our way of just getting together.
Yeah, no, it was a blast.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
We
All right.
we appreciate it more. I'm gonna queue up the outro and then I'll end the live stream So if you could just hold 1 sec before you leave Riverside.
Because then your video will get all janky.
So thank you guys for watching.
Bye.
Guys, I know your time is valuable. I appreciate
Once you
you
get
spending
into
it with
that,
us.
you start getting into a situation, the slippery slope, where all of a sudden you're going to really violate the Second Amendment. I don't want to do anything to violate the Second Amendment. To me, the Second Amendment is very important.